it's Natasha and thank you so much for joining me today. I am going to be layering up some cardstock. I have these little books here which are 6 by 3 inches of Crafter's Companion cardstocks, and you can see that they kind of have a little ombre of each colour. And today I am going to be using the yellows and oranges. In fact, I am going to be using 5 out of the 6 colours, and I feel like they make a nice kind of light to dark, so to speak, of yellow to orange. And I am also going to use a flower die. Now I just went through and kind of picked out a few in my stash that I thought could work, but this is all just using one flower die, and I die cut out 3 of each flower. And then all I'm going to do is stack these up and layer them, leaving a little gap in between each one. Now you can do this with any element at all on your card. It would look beautiful with kind of a nice big heart in the middle of your card front, or anything at all. You can kind of layer up any die cuts and have that graduated color sliding off one way or the other. But I decided to do flowers and several on one page, just as another example of how you could use this technique rather than it being a single element in the front of your card. So I did all 3 of these and they are all the same. Then I have my card front here, which I've cut down to be 4 by 5¼ inches. And I have also die cut out of the green paper pad there, that very lightest green, just a little bit of foliage which is going to go around the outside to fill in my card front. As I said, if you kind of have just one big focal image, it can go straight in the middle of your card and you can have some nice white space around the outside. But I am going to go with a little bit of a different option today. So I am using some liquid glue to adhere these down, and you'll see that I move them around quite a bit even after I have glued them down. And that's one of the really good things about using liquid glue. I love the multi-medium and the matte finish by Ranger, and I will link all of these things down below in case you are interested or want to check them out. But that's the one that I find best. It has a great strong hold, and most importantly, when I shift things around, it doesn't leave a shiny or glossy residue, or if any squeezes out the side of my project. I certainly don't want the glue showing or squeezing out the side to distract the recipient from whatever I have put on the front of the card. So I'm just adding a little bit of foliage here, there, and everywhere, making sure I've kind of covered it, remembering that this is a smaller than my card base is going to be. This card front is slightly smaller, so it will create a really nice border having all of that foliage, and it will define the edge really nicely. So that was my goal here by adding in those nice green bits. I'm using the sentiment strips too, which is an old favorite of mine. This is a gorgeous stamp set with so many versatile sentiments. So I have stamped these out and I stamped 3 until I felt like I had a really nice good one. I'm using nice long bladed scissors so that I can cut out nice and straight, but a paper trimmer would work. Then I'm just adding a little bit of liquid glue on the back, and I've also popped it up on some foam tape. I add the liquid glue on top of the foam so that I can still move it around. I get the dimension of the foam, but with using the liquid glue, I get the ability to shift it around where I want it and make sure that it is all lined up before everything is stuck down well. I've cut off the little edges, but I did leave a couple of the flowers overhanging over the edge. I don't mind that one quite so much. And then I will pop this onto a 4¼ by 5½ inch card base. Then as a couple of finishing touches, because obviously the center of the flowers is still a bit bare, so I have got some enamel dots. And I kind of just pulled out my stash and found a color that I liked. I'm using a glossy yellow one for the center of the flowers. And then in this little pack here, these ones are actually glitter and they match the green of that foliage really, really well. So I'm going to pop a few more of those around the outside. That is my card for today, guys. I had so much fun layering up this cardstock, and I'm going to use this in a future project as well. Our Facebook page, which I will leave a link to down below, is a great place if you would like to recreate this card or do your own version of it and share it with us. Thank you so much for joining me, and I really look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye!